Hello and welcome or welcome back to my Flosstube channel. My name is Lizzie and you can find me here on Flosstube, YouTube or Instagram as this Mrs. Fisher _stitches. I am back in my old spot. My trusty red chair is back in its corner where I normally stitch. You can see I've got a lack of wallpaper and paint just here. I can't do back to front, which is where we track some water going up, coming in as damp. So that will be fixed at some point this year, but we're not going to do it in any hurry because we want the house to dry out, and round the corner it's still damp, or still wet. And yeah, so this window is going to be replaced at some point in the next, say, 8 weeks. This will be a non-glass panel. This will be glass. And then I think my stitchy spot is finally back to normal. Once they've done that, everything will have to come out again. But nothing's gone back in. So for those that don't know, between Christmas and New Year, I found some damp on my project bags because they all lived in a shelving unit against this glass and some of them were touching it. Nothing's going back in this spot. Right, what have I been stitching on? I hear you ask. Not a lot of projects. I haven't done much switcherooing. I've done 1, 2, 3 projects, I think, four projects, I think, since I last did a video. I've been very focused on AKGIT by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I think I'll remain so. I hope I'll remain so. I've worked on my Round Robin, the Carolyn Manning piece. I've worked a little bit on Arabesque by Jan Hicks. I've had new starts. Of course, I've had a new start, and that's it. I've got a tiny bit of haul. I know I said in my last video that I was going to have a stitch from stash, which I term being faithful to the projects I love, but I ordered these beforehand, so I'll show you what they are. And shall we get on with it? Shall I show you some stitching? Okay, so shall we start with the new start? We'll go in order of size of amount of stitching done. I think that's a good way of doing it. So my new start, I've literally just had to get this out of the car, so it's all a bit cold, but not as cold as some places in the world are at the moment. I think you're having a bit of a snowstorm over the Atlantic somewhere. So this is going to be Big Stitch Big Tree by Modern Folk Embroidery. I would like to get this finished by the next Big Stitch, but we'll see. I'm stitching it on an Aida, I think 16 count Aida. It's in my plastic boxes, which have been brilliant because I freaked out and got plastic boxes after the water issue. We've had another water issue this week. You know, life doesn't rain in our house, it chucks it down. Anyway, I'm using this beautiful silk by Rolanda, hand dyed by Rolanda silk. Look at the colours in that. Can you just? They are amazing and they stitch up so beautifully. Will you look at that? Woo! Coming in. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait. I honestly tried to centre it on this piece of fabric, and then I started in the wrong place again. I'm very good at doing that. There we are. I love it. It's a nice stitch for when my back hurts or my head hurts, because it's on Aida, because it's beautiful, colourful, gorgeous to stitch with silks. I mean, oh. So this came as a hank, and I undid the hank, and it was really long. Like the loop was really long, so I cut it twice. So I've got one that ends in blue with a tiny bit of green, and then this has a tiny bit of the blue and ends with a big bit of green. So I'm trying to remember to sort of start with the big bit of blue, work to the little bit of green, then do the big bit of green and loop round to the little bit of, so the colours loop round that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if it'll matter so much now I'm on the filling in and the picture, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really pleased with that. I love it. Now that may have been more stitches than what I did on Arabesque, because I can't remember where I was at. But what I think I did on Arabesque, there's some more fabric in here. That's exciting. Oh no, it's not. It's the little bag of the Notions pouch, which has got my colours in. Let's show you my colours. For anybody new, you might be a bit surprised if you've seen Jan Hicks Arabesque. I'm doing it with, let's say, a little bit of a twist. And there's my twist. I knew I wanted to stitch it, but I knew I wanted to stitch it with a difference. And then I saw this fabric. You've all heard my story before. I don't think I got anybody new. And there it is. Is that the right way around? Yeah. The red's not really showing up as well as it does in real life. Maybe that's better. Hold it in front of the window, Lizzie. Yeah. So I think I've done IJK since I last showed you. Is that okay? Yeah, looked like an R, but it's definitely got a gap, so it's IJK. So I've done a bit. Oh, and I finished the green man as well. The reason I'm not coming down, I could do with a board, couldn't I? Modern folk embroidery charts of the wind. The reason I'm not coming down here is because there's a mistake. Either this is mistaken but I can't find it, or this is mistaken. So what I'm going to do is put everything else in and then bodge this down the side. And that's the plan. So that was number 2. Number 3 is on the frame. Excuse me, let me just get it. And it is the Round Robin Carolyn Manning piece. Let me just pop this needle through to the back, which is a bit awkward because the stitches are the other way to how I stitch, and I have to keep reminding myself not to stitch it. Look at this. I could have moved that at the start, couldn't I? I've got a bit of a new setup in this corner, and the husband's done some jiggery pokery with my lamp and everything, like the lamp holder and my Lowry and stuff. He's very clever. Okay, so where's my... There it is. So I'm working obviously in this corner. I would like to get it done today if I don't spend too long filming and editing and just generally faffing, because I make these plans and then yeah, so I'd like to get this done and packed off and shipped off, and then I've got another one to do a quarter of, and then I'll have another one to do a quarter of, and then it'll be done. So this is CXC by Tans. This is Tans, and I'm doing it with Tan, Amy and Roe. It was organised by Rachel Stitchology. And these colours, oh, the colours that are in this piece, I think Tan stuck to the colours of the piece. Obviously I changed mine on my one. They're just scrummy. I think I probably need to hold them up against the project, don't I? Look at that. They're just yummy, yummy, yummy. There's some purple in there, but it looks a bit black on there, but it's purple. Look. Purple and green next to each other showed up as black, but it is purple, look. Nice, nice, nice. So I will have fun stitching that. I just got to remember to do my stitches the other way around. There's a lot of, what's the word? Unpicking. What's that called? Frogging. There was a lot of frogging yesterday. Now, let me just put that in the holder because I don't trust my house not to breathe on it or whatever. Okay, so if you're new here, you might have noticed that I do like to change the colours of things and stitch bright colours. And the next project is no exception. The next project is possibly the biggest thing I will ever finish for the next 5-10 years. I am 46% of the way through it now. When I last videoed, I think I was 30 something, so I've made really good progress. And it is, of course, AKGIT by Modern Folk Embroidery. I am using the Roxy Floss Co. thread pack, the Pride 2 thread pack, created by one of their staff members. This one's running a bit low on the reds, the blues, the greens. I might have to get the next one out. I did buy 2. And I don't have a board big enough to go behind it, so we'll just have to see what it looks like. Ta-da! I love it. I hope this will be my thumbnail for the video, because I am working so hard as well on it. So since I last videoed, I think I finished the pot here of this green tree. I stitched the pink, the red, the blue circles, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 of the little circles. 7, because that one counts as well. That's new. Finished that one last night, I think. It's amazing, but it's got a long way to go. I think that's how big it'll be when I've finished. I'm all in. I'm all in for a finish. I've got an Instagram post that says, I promise the next time I see you, Jacob, this will be finished, or something like that. And so I will hopefully be seeing him at Big Stitch, and I will hopefully be showing this off. He signed it when I met him in 2024. He signed the little edge of the fabric just there. I'd like him to put in a stitch. I might finish it and ask him to put in a stitch anyway, just a random 1 stitch, and then yeah. Excitedly, when I get down to here, once I've done this roundel and the roundels here, it's the bit where it says AKGIT 1833, and I've got some Virlander, the colour that Kerry dyed specifically for this project. I've got that, and I'm going to stitch that in that colour. But I don't know about adding other colours in. My husband and I discussed it yesterday, and he told me how I could do it, like gradually and stuff. But I don't know whether I should. It's just getting hard to work out what colour goes next. But maybe I think about things too much, and maybe I should just stick to these colours. The colour I dislike the most is, of course, this really pale blue. I might switch in a blue, but a bit darker than this, so you can actually see it. I've only used it a few times, this really pale blue, and I don't think it really stands out enough to be worth. I struggle to stitch it because I can't see it. Oopsie. So maybe I'll make one swap. I have a Roxy Floss Co blue that I could put in there, I think, instead. We'll see. So yeah, that's all my stitching. I mean, I have done thousands and thousands and thousands of stitches on that. Maybe not thousands and thousands. I do about 400, 300, 400 a day is my goal on that. Haven't done any yet, so I really do need to get stitching, especially as I want to finish the round robin today. Good job it's Sunday. Sunday the 25th of January. So my shopping that I don't do anymore, but this was ordered beforehand. And I've cancelled my fabric subscription to the Beautiful Stitch. Turns out I cancelled it and she was cancelling it anyway. She's not doing a fabric of the month club anymore because she's focusing on something else. So that was fine. I felt a bit bad for cancelling it, and then she cancelled it anyway. I was like, oh, that's okay. I didn't need to waste my energy feeling bad about it. I am still going to be staying with the Swan Bay Marie's fabric of the 2 months club because I love her fabric. It's beautiful, and I want to support her as an English fabric dyer that does repeatable colour ways, and as a friend. So I'm going to carry on doing that. And the 2 I bought while I was poorly between Christmas and New Year, or just before Christmas. I think it was just before Christmas, but Very Crafty weren't shipping. Was Milkmaid because I stitched Moo and gave it to my father-in-law, and my mother-in-law made a comment about liking this one. She's got it on a mug and saying how this was a better cow than the other cow that I'd stitched. So I think that was a very not subtle hint. So I've bought this one, which is called Milkmaid, and I've got it on the even weave. And I've not stitched one of their projects on even weave yet, Bothy Threads. So that'll be fun. Lots of lovely blacks and greys instead of browns. And then I couldn't resist this while I was scrolling through to find this one. And of course, the Water's Edge. So my name's Fisher, my surname's Fisher. There's my kingfisher. There's my little beaver. I love herons. Is that a heron? Yeah. I live near a canal, and sometimes if I'm walking early in the morning in the summer, I see herons on the canal bank. It's just beautiful. So I think this might be a treat start for when I finish AKGIT. We'll see. I mean, every time I stitch one out, I'm like, what am I going to do when this is finished? Apart from probably feel a bit bereft. What will I do when it's finished? And I make lists of things I'd like to do stitchy-wise. I do need to have a new start soon because I need to make a Smalls Exchange for when we go to Stitch North. And the theme of the Smalls Exchange is birds. Ooh, what I could do is stitch a kingfisher from this. But then will I want to stitch it twice? Possibly not. I have a pattern in mind that I could stitch and make into sort of like a panel on a project bag is what I'm thinking. It's quite colourful, quite pretty, it's quite big. I just need to start it. But maybe next weekend is Floss Friends. So that's not a weekend for starting things unless they're very easy monochrome. I'm probably just going to work on AKGIT at Floss Friends because I can do monochrome at a retreat and not go too wrong. I don't know. Anyway, guys, it's only been a quick 18 minutes. It's nearly 18 minutes now. And I hope you have enjoyed seeing what I've been stitching the last 3 weeks. I hope you have a lovely Stitchy Sunday. I am going to sign off now, quickly run this through the editing software so I can upload it, and then crack on with this round robin because I want to get it done and on to the next person so we can get some momentum going. Have a lovely day. Love you lots. Take care. Bye bye.